average cost function is the total cost function divided by output. So this is your average cost function. Next, average cost becomes equal to the marginal cost. Let's first find out the marginal cost and then we can equate. Now differentiate this. Get 0.05 into 1 minus 0.2 into 2x minus 0, which is equal to 0.05 minus 0.4x. You need to find out the level of output at which average cost is equal to marginal cost. Now average cost is equal to marginal cost means that 0.05 minus 0.2x minus 5 by x is equal to 0.05 minus 0.4x, right? So you need to solve for x, and that will give you the level of output at which average cost is equal to marginal cost. So clearly 0.05 will cancel from here. And what will be left? You will be left with, if you bring 0.04 on the other side, that means you get 0.2x minus 5 by x is equal to 0. You can convert this to a fraction. 2 by 10 x minus 5 by x is equal to 0. That means you get x by 5. So we'll cancel here. Minus 5 by x is equal to 0. Okay, so now you can take the LCM here. X square minus 5x by 5x. So minus 25, sorry, not 5x. Is equal to 0. That means x square minus 25 is equal to 0. That means x square is equal to 25. X is equal to positive square root of 25. Because number of units cannot be negative, equal to 5 units. So therefore at 5 units, the marginal cost and the average cost are equal. And that is what you needed to find out. Okay, so that finishes this part. Okay, let's move on to the next question then. Number 5. The question here is, if C is equal to, that is the total cost function, ax square plus bx plus c represent the total cost function, find. First question is the average, the slope of the average cost function. Okay, so let's first find the average cost. Average cost AC is equal to C by X. Is equal to AX plus B plus C by X. This is your average cost. Okay. Now, if you need to find out the slope of the average cost function, how do you find out the slope of y is equal to fx? You remember? How do you find out the slope of y is equal to fx? You differentiate dy dx. At any point x1, y1, the slope at any point x1, y1 is equal to f dash x at that point x1, y1, right? That is how you find out the slope. You know the average cost. So this will be a curve, right? So what should be the slope of the average cost function? Yes, we differentiate slope of the average cost function is equal to ddx of AC is equal to ddx of ax plus b plus c by x. And you differentiate this, you get a plus 0 plus c times minus 1 by x square, which is equal to a minus c by x square. Okay, so this is the slope of the average cost function. Let's call this the M1. Next is marginal cost function, slope of the marginal cost function. Let us first find out the marginal cost. Marginal cost, MC, is ddx of, in fact, it is dc dx, differentiation of the total cost, which is equal to the ddx of total cost function is given here as ax square plus bx plus c. Differentiate this, you get a into 2x plus b into 1. So you get 2ax plus b. This is the marginal cost. So what should be a slope of the marginal cost function? We differentiate this marginal cost. Slope of the marginal cost function let's say M2 is equal to ddx of the marginal cost equal to ddx of 2ax plus b, which is equal to 2a into 1 plus 0, which is equal to 2a. Okay, that is how you find out the slope of the marginal cost function. What interestingly, what you see is that the slope of the marginal cost function is a constant. This is just an observation. Okay, we move on to the next problem then, which is number 6. Look at number 6 here. The average cost function associated with producing and marketing X units of an item is given by, so the average for cost function is given to you. Given average cost function is equal to 2x minus 11 plus 50 by x. Question here is find the total cost function and the marginal cost function. Okay, you know that the total cost function Cx, in fact, average cost function is equal to ACX is equal to total cost function divided by number of units. That means what should be the total cost function? It should be X into the average cost function. The average cost function is given to you 2x minus 11 plus 50 by x, which is equal to 2x square minus 11x plus 50. This is the total cost function. Okay. And they have also asked you to find out the marginal cost function. So marginal cost function is just nothing but the differentiation of total cost function. MCX. is equal to differentiation of the total cost function. And you simply differentiate this, you'll get 2x square minus 11x plus 50. So you get twice into 2x minus 11, which is equal to 4x minus 11. This is your marginal cost function. Okay. The next question is an interesting question. It says find the range of output for which the average cost is increasing. Okay. Now, when will the average cost be increasing? When will the average cost be increasing? The average cost is increasing function if the derivative of the average cost is positive, right? You need to find a range of output for which the average cost is increasing. That is, what are those values of x for which the average cost will increase? Okay. So you know the average cost, ddx of AC x greater than 0 means ddx of ACX here is given to you 2x minus 11 plus 50 by x. Is greater than 0. That means you have differentiate this, you get 2 minus 0 plus 50 into minus 1 by x square is greater than 0. Okay. So therefore you are going to get here 2 minus 50 by x square is greater than 0. So for what value of x will this inequality hold? We need to solve this inequality to get it. Okay. So what you do here is you take 2 greater than 50 by x square. Now you multiply both sides by x square. You get 2x square is greater than 50. Now can you tell me why can we multiply by x square? Because x is positive, right? So x square will also be positive, and that is why 2x square, you can multiply both sides by 2x square without reversing the sign of the inequality. Okay. So therefore x square will be greater than 50 by 2. That means x square is greater than 25. Now, how to solve this inequality? You cannot say x square is greater than 5. No. You write this as x square minus 25 is greater than 0, which can now be factorized as x square minus 5 square greater than 0, which can now be written as x plus 5 into x minus 5. X cannot be negative. Yes, x cannot be negative. Okay, because number of units produced cannot be negative. So even if x square is negative, you suppose an imaginary situation, even then x square is positive. So x plus 5 into x minus 5 is greater than 0. That means what is the solution of this inequality? X less than minus 5 or x greater than 5. But x cannot be negative. That means x has to be greater than 5 units. Okay. So if you produce more than 5 units, only then your average cost will be increasing. And what do you mean by increasing average cost? It means with the number of units produced, your average cost is going to increase, or with the decrease in the number of units produced, your average cost is going to decrease. Okay. So for any number of units that you produce more than 5 units, your average cost will increase. Fine. Last question from this part. Number 7. The total cost function for x units is given by total cost function is equal to square root of 6x plus 5 plus 200. Okay, show that the marginal cost decreases as output increases. You need to show that the marginal cost decreases as output increases means what? You need to show that marginal cost function is a decreasing function. That is what you need to show. But before that, you need to find out the marginal cost function. What is the marginal cost function? MC x is equal to ddx of cx, which is equal to the ddx of square root 6x plus 5 plus 200, which is equal to simply the ddx of square root 6x plus 5 plus 0, which is 6 by 2 root 6x plus 5, which you can now cancel this. You get 3 by root 6x plus 5. This is the marginal cost function. Now you need to show that the marginal cost decreases as output increases. So marginal cost decreases as output increases if it can be shown that this above function that we have found out, mcx is equal to 3 by square root 6x plus 5, is a decreasing function. That is ddx of, when is the function decreasing? When its derivative, first derivative is negative, right? Let's show that the first derivative is negative. So we have ddx of mcx, okay, is equal to ddx of marginal cost function we have found out as 3 by square root 6x plus 5. Differentiate this, take 3 out, and this can now be written as 6x plus 5 to the power of half. Minus half, in fact. So now if you differentiate this, you'll get 3 into minus half into 6x plus 5, the power of minus half minus 1, into the ddx of 6x plus 5, which is 6, which is equal to, you can cancel this. So what you're getting is 9 minus 9 into 6x plus 5 to the power of minus 3 by 2, which is equal to minus 9 by 6x plus 5 to the power of 3 by 2. Now since x is positive, 6x plus 5 will be positive, and 6x plus 5 to the power of 3 by 2 will always be positive. That means this, because there is a negative sign here, this will be negative. So this shows that mcx is a decreasing function. For all values of x. That is, marginal cost decreases as output x increases. or the other way around also. Marginal cost increases as X decreases. But they have given you this statement, so you'll write this statement only. Clear? No problem? Yes.